Guys, I'm back once again, and I think I got it figured out this time. We will see. I am hoping. Let me get everything pulled back up. I had to reset OBS and do a couple of little changes in settings, and I think I've got it figured out. So, with that said, I'm only an hour and 15 minutes late to hopefully have my stream set up properly. And for you, what can you do?
Out of Mr. Thompson's office.
Yeah, look, you ain't gotta tell me. Thompson does not seem like a nice guy, so I'm not expecting great things from him.
Hey, ma'am, can we talk? Sorry.
Yeah, come on. Let's get out of the office.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Yeah, no,
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says.
That don't mean he ain't a liar.
It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson. All I know is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do. I could hear them both yelling clear from my own place. I don't know anybody well. I mostly listened to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident. Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her.
Yeah, I doubt he's gonna tell me why they were fighting like that, so... Give me 1 second, guys. Just trying to move my little display here. So, to anybody who does streaming themselves and is wondering, like, is having problems with their quality, not wanting to play
Life's
properly.
hard here.
The problem I was
Especially
having
for them that
is
don't fit in so well.
I had apparently at some
We're
point
one big
hit
Spacer's
the
Choice
button
family,
to
but
use
every family's got the
optimized
one the
encoder
rest
settings.
whisper about. Mr. Thompson's
So every
aiming
time
to
I
take
went
away
online,
their power. They'll have no
when it would
lights
make
to
the big
see,
draw
nor
on my
heat to
computer,
cook.
it would
They'll
try to
be
optimize
at the
everything
mercy of
around
marauders or worse.
when it was drawing real heavy.
I think you should talk to the
start,
town's
and,
vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Well, turns out once I had everything streamlined a little better, that was not the best way to do it anymore. Yeah, we'll stop by
Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
But how was I going to say that? It was optimizing everything based around when my computer would bog down for the moment it tried to start the stream. And then once it got everything running, it couldn't change the settings anymore. So I was stuck with everything throttled because my software thought that it was using everything it had. And I've got a feeling I was supposed to not go through that door yet. I was supposed to go off to the right to talk to the vicar. And that's what I get for getting distracted. Yep. Tarot Ray Biological Overview. What in the... That thing looks like it looks absolutely terrifying. I don't know, well, it kind of looks like someone tried to mix a frog, a bat, a stingray, and a cockatiel. So while part of me wants to say it's terrifying, I think the closer description for what I'm feeling there is horrified.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
That last one. It's really weird to have a priest ask me to pick my poison, though. Yeah, let's go with that.
I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Kill a bunch of people.
That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others. The ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's not a variable I can account for. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
I mean, I assumed it would try to kill me, so...
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious?
Yeah, let's
Thank
do
you.
it.
If you retrieve
I'd
it,
like to read
you
the
can
book.
always find me here.
Alright, so if we can possibly bring everyone together, that is the preferred method, of course, but if not, I know part of this game is supposed to be deciding how to interact with the people and the corporations, and kind of where your own allegiance is going to lie in that pairing. Personally, I don't know yet how I would do it, because I don't know how the corporations are really set up. From what I'm seeing so far, I'm really not impressed. Weapon management. Oh. Okay. Spacer's Choice Pistol. Spacer's Choice Pistol. Okay. Oh yeah, I was actually there to look at the map. My bad. Okay. That's not far away at all. Nice lava flow too. What do we have here?
Here we go! Don't mess with us. Everyone all right?
Kane Van Acker, Spacer's Choice Ethologist assigned to Terra 2. This week I've decided to study Terra ray mating habits. The female Terra rays leave their nesting area in the morning and return in the afternoon with random objects, typically something shiny or bright. Then they build displays with these objects and perform what I can only describe as a dance for an audience of males. The male likes what he sees. The two go off and nest together in one of the nearby trees. Gerald, if you're reading this, I'm done waiting for you. Collect my things, meet me at the next site, and don't be late. I expect punctuality from my assistants. Tartarus sauce. Take that. Oh, hey guys. What are we gonna do for you?
Here we go!
Dang it!
That's the last.
Alright, let's try that again. And I got a feeling I'm gonna have to reset a lot of that. So I looked up the background on the game, and apparently it's considered an alternate history sci-fi RPG. And the divergent point for Outer Worlds from our timeline is in 1901, when, what was his name? Um, First off, let me make sure. Okay, so this is right before I went outside the last time. I'm trying to remember who the president was in 1901, but he was assassinated. William McKinley, assassinated in 1901 at the Pan American Exposition. And in this world, William McKinley was never assassinated, so Theodore Roosevelt did not succeed him, and the antitrust laws that we have in America never happened. Okay, let's do this again real quick. Got it. And anyway, without the antitrust laws, the corporations grew exponentially larger until eventually they began to colonize other planets, and that's how we ended up with this group on another world. What do we have? Okay, this is where I was just a moment ago. I want this one done right now.
Okay, keep him quiet.
Alright, and real quick, how do I change ammo?
Heading out. Attacking.
Come on! Alright, Pavarti, where are you? So don't tell me you actually died. Dang it, I want his gun. I don't want his stuff. Alright, nice. We have a revolver now. Cobbled exosuit, light armor. Okay. Oh, I need to go here. Armor management, got you. Armor type light. Piecemeal mining helmet. Yeah, screw it, I'll take it. Alright, so far I don't see anything roaming around the outside of this place. Stop jumping every time I need to look or move around. Oh.
You got him!
a lot of you guys. I did not realize before there were quite so many of you here. Okay, well, you flew pretty good. And a rifle. I've been waiting for one of you. Alright. Evicted. Evicted. Wait. Did I already take your stuff? Yep. Well, I did or someone else did. I don't know what the heck Spacer's Corona is, but can't open that. Anything over here? A back way in, but that's about it. Nothing going on there. Just got the letter today. Corporate ordered me to relocate to Edgewater Cannery, effective immediately. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to running my own gift shop at the community center, selling rare memorabilia, but scripture tells us that all things happen for a reason. Work fortifies the spirit and all. As for my book collection, I can't bear to part with it. Don't want those books moldering in some contraband locker, so I stashed them all away in a cave over by the river. That and those. Where do you have us headed after this? Okay, so something else came through here killing marauders, and I'm not sure what it was. 'Cause I did not kill all of those. Oh, dang. Whoa. Oh, kill cam. I didn't realize I had those here. Yeah, I'm not in good shape. Assault rifle. Gotta remember not to shoot those things. And do I have anything to heal with? 25% health over 2 seconds. Oh! That's what that thing was. Okay, that's my emergency inhaler. I have used that thing at times I probably should not have. I will keep that in mind though, because that is very conveniently, like, the key for it is easy to hit. Okay, and real quick, I want to add you and you.
That's the last of them.
Alright then. Trespassing, lockpicking, hacking, and murder are all considered illegal activities and frowned upon by society. Avoid being seen if you want to engage. Like, that... That list got a lot more serious very quickly. Okay, anything else here I need to look out for? Nope.
Let's go!
Yeah, we need to leave. In-ray damage, though? What the heck is an in-ray damage? Like, I picked up the fact it's damage over time, but... Alright, from there... I want to go ahead and get back on this one. Looks like everybody and their dog has been evicted in here. Oh, hey, buddy. Yeah, look. Yeah, I'm good. Can you make with the little menu for me to pick this stuff up? So I'm guessing bit cartridge is my currency. Let's see what we got down here. And why not?
You're in.
Aesthetically, I do really like the fact they use kind of the Old West style, um, the really long scopes on the rifle. I don't know if they're all going to be like that, but I'm glad there's at least one. I dig that.
Together. Take cover. Nice hit. Everyone all right?
I missed whatever that little hint tip thing they gave me a second ago was. Why can I not loot you? Okay, fine. That's not where I need to go right this moment, so onward. Okay, it looks like there was somebody here. Not now, but... And do we have anything that tells us time of day? We don't really. So it should be right up here. And from what the
Move
guy told
along,
us,
stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Grace Romero. I just want to
I
talk for
don't
a
know
minute.
you.
No,
Whatever
you don't.
you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
Deal.
Much obliged.
I tell you what, just to make you feel better, I'll even put my rifle away.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty.
Oh, come on. You're gonna tell me you don't recognize that voice?
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
If it's all the same, I'd like to use
Excuse
the
me,
last one.
Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Hmm. Let's go
Oh
with
dear, the garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
Well, that's optimistic.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The
Use
secret
people, don't
recipe
you?
is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
People.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? I can't say I blame you. Reed is positively soporific. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip 'em out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
Hero, huh? I like the sound of that.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Alright, so let's... Oh, wait. Is this stealing? Oh, yep, that's considered theft. Let's not do that. Is there another door out of here? There we go. Alright, so where is this geothermal plant I keep hearing about? And that everybody wants me to give them all the power from.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Who's Thomas? Oh.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, how are you? Hi. Hello.
You got a little bit of a crush, do you?
Are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no. I'm just along with this lady here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town. Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. Would you? I'd be grateful.
Yeah, let's go. Thomas seems like a nice kid. What the? Oh, mines. Okay. So, careful where I walk. Did you have to turn that whole zone into a minefield? And how much easier would my life have been if I just hadn't done, like, decided to run right through it? I wonder. Why snakes? I don't like snakes. Never have. Alright, so there's a bridge there. Like off into geothermal plant. Anything I gotta fight down here? Hope not. Oh, hey, nice. Get to level up some more. Wait. Did I not level up last time? Gonna put a good bunch in there. And okay. And I think that should do it. Part of me wants to go with the time dilation, but I keep running into instances where a little more health would be very helpful.
I always wanted to poke around in here.
Whoa! Okay, so that seems like it might have been a bad idea.
Investigating. System alert. Beginning security patrol.
Okay. How did you get to the gate? And then you're back here. It looks like things went a little sideways for the people here. And if I had to guess, automated defense systems turned on and killed everyone inside. While I like the assault rifle, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it up though. It does seem like it has a bit of a problem burning through ammunition. The Edgewater geothermal plant, from the planet to your living room. Why do they use the moon as a face?
I mean, for me. The control room should be ahead somewhere and a touch to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
I was gonna say, usually those little guys are some kind of food or personal files. Chester Higgins again, that hullhead found him fiddling around with one of the mechanicals, so I had to write him up for tampering with company property. Just in case I'm reading this a couple days from now and I'm feeling bad for what I've done, let me just remind myself that I've warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He was working on some logic module. I confiscated it. Should be locked in my lockaway room for the foreseeable future. Doesn't sit right with me. Company's been replacing our guards with auto mechanicals. At this rate, I'm going to end up chief of security with no staff, just a small army of mechanicals knocking about, guns pointed every which way. Company tells us they're safe, programmed to treat us humans like their own. People are liable to break down, but an auto mechanical never will. I don't know, doesn't sit right with me, but the company's never been wrong before, I suppose. Worse has happened. Mechanical's gone crazy. Locked myself down here, just trying to gather my courage. Gonna make a mad dash for the control room. Might be able to shut things down. We'll delete this entry if I ever return. Greetings, Security Chief S. Tanaka. This is an automated message initiated by Spacer's Choice Worker Safety Contingency Protocols. Security lockdown has been initiated. This is not a test. Your behavior during this lockdown will be reviewed during your quarterly audit. Anxiety is a common side effect of life-threatening situations engendered by security lockdowns. Fight back against anxiety with an ice-cold bottle of Zero-G Brew. Zero-G Brew, an ale that's good for what ails you. Yeah, just unlock the door. Alright.
Processing.
Nope, we don't want to leave yet. I didn't even realize this game had kill cams in it. I'm honestly kind of a fan of them, but I know some people don't like kill cams in games. One of these days I'm going to have to learn how to use the cams in this game too. Right now I don't even know how to use healing aside from my emergencies, so no. Yeah, actually let me see that. Controls. Inventory, okay. Aim and block, medical inhaler, tactical. Crouch. Okay, got it. Committee move. Okay. Okay, so I'll have to go into my pause menu. Elixir, capsules. At 22% efficiency, it is currently being distributed to... Alright, before I do that, because that is the, like, ultimate objective here, but more than likely... I was going to say, more than likely there will be something back here that will help me repair the plant and possibly provide power to both.
Oh. Beginning security.
And no thank you, your input is no longer necessary. Plant worker has nothing on him. Repair bay. Corporate just sent a team of technicians to conduct a complete refit of all our mechanicals. Every Century and drone, it's not my place to say, but doesn't this run contrary to Spacer's Choice mission of being as cheap as possible? Just in case I'm audited, I would like to formally express how grateful I am to be part of the Spacer's Choice family. Spacer's Choice is the leading brand in affordable sundry across Halcyon. It is not the best choice, it's the Spacer's Choice. Just finished a routine maintenance on our mechanical sentries, found some strange modifications in their logic modules. I haven't had time to run a diagnostic, so I don't know what's been modified. All I know is these modifications were introduced in our recent refit. Company went through the trouble of refitting every single mechanical in the plant not long ago. Guessing this was the work of those visiting technicians. I filed a report, but my supervisor told me not to worry about it, said the company knew what it was doing, ordered me to forget about any alleged modifications to the logic modules. Decided to do a bit of sleuthing on my own, got my hands on a logic module, time to do a little examination. Or experimentation, C. Higgins. Okay. Borrowed a copy of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. I think it's volume 3. I think I need something to read while I'm down in the pit. Alright. A light machine gun. probably figure out a use for that. Dang, do I have anything that'll raise that? Nope. Nope. Pack. Okay, so it's Corona cigarettes. Toxin absorber. Base health. Body attributes. No. Nope. Dang. Well, alright then. We have riot control armor now. So we'll go with that. And at this point, I look like a marauder. There has to be some way through that. Okay.
Get away!
Where are you, Higgins?
You're not real. You're not real.
I am very real, my friend.
You're not real. You're not real.
Come on now. Every person you see doesn't have to be a hallucination, man.
No, no, no. Just leave me alone.
I'm afraid I cannot do that.
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram.
Well, I'm
You
not
can
sneaking
talk?
in for that.
The Phantom's never talked before. Well, I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
What the heck?
Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
I don't think that's how that works. How long have you been down here?
Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days.
How much raw food have you been eating?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries,
Higgins sounds
repaired
like he
them,
is
maintained,
absolutely a
upgraded,
space rocker at
did
this
it all
point.
from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Jimmy opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Braised. Boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
Oh, that's not necessarily a bad thing, man. Alright, so we have Volume 3 now. Oh, this side of the ladder, I guess. And what am I seeing on my map? Oh, this way. Let's do the reprogramming thing. It seems like it would be the more intelligent route to go. And why are there so many battery-powered lights that are just left on the ground? Not that way yet. Modify behavior. Define intruders as mechanicals.
Unexpected noise investigating. Now switching to garbage. Security enforcement.
Just gonna let them deal with each other for a moment.
Threat level. Trespassers.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
What am I using there? The shotgun. Okay, let's not use the shotgun. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, very nice. Repair, upgrade, and modify your weapons and armor, keeping you combat ready and in tip-top shape at all times. On each screen, first select the weapon or armor that you want to work on, then choose what you want to do to it. Repair, break it down, modify it with a mod, or tinker to upgrade it. Ah, I think I broke down my shotgun and some other long blade. I don't need that. No. 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 50 bits, sure. Okay. Alright. I don't need you. Take whatever you got, though. Hey, you guys got all the fun stuff. Alright, up the ramp. Okay, I've already been through here. Three is up and running. And I think I've already been through most of this. Back at the beginning. Yep, there's E1 again. Make sure one more time that I got everything. Oh, yeah, that was already done. I think that's everything. A grenade launcher. I'm sure I'll be able to find some way to use that.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
I realize it flies in the face of what she's been taught and what she probably has practiced and believed most of her life, at least in the colony. But at the same time, I do kind of agree with the statement, you know, that the deserters are a community. They built themselves up, they're keeping themselves alive without the company's constant backing, and they're making a living for themselves, not to make something else more powerful and wealthy. So I think in this particular instance, at least, I'm going to side with the faction not aligned with a company.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Okay then. As much as I appreciate her opinion on that, when life gives you lemons, consider it a free trial from your friends at Spacer's Choice. I love that. Being distributed to Edgewater and Botanical Laboratory. We're going to redirect power to the lab, because I feel like the people have a better chance of survival. I had to borrow a copy of Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. Radio's been sputtering, and I need the reference. I've returned the copy to the repair bay. Chaos everywhere. Mechanical's gone haywire. Gunfire. Hearing some screams. Oh law, that was someone's leg. Would like to leave early for the day. Please deduct legal fee from my pay. Thank you. Proud to be a member of Spacer Choice family. Vending machines offer a variety of items to purchase, mostly from one company. A hack skill of 20 or higher allows you to sell items to the vending machine. Restricted items on a vendor can only be purchased when you have high enough reputation with the associated faction, or a hack skill of 40 or higher. Let's sell. I've got some things I would like to get rid of. We'll drop this one. This one. Okay. Most unused paid time off, greatest amount of coffee drunk in one break. Use bathroom rest, you'll never know. Pocket watch, another necklace. Tank. Flywheels, model spaceships, joint actuator, pneumatic piston. Yep. All that can go away. How much to repair it? 200?
It's not the best car.
I wonder if we'll get a chance to see like the TV shows that they talk about or the movies that you see that they might be doing. It seems like company towns, like some of these settlements, would have things like that as entertainment for the workers, just to keep morale up a little bit. Ambidextrous. So is there anything else in this little area that I need to find? Okay then. That works, I suppose.
Oh!
Come on now. Dang. Okay, so what does he have? He has a lot of crap on him. And guys, I gotta step away for just a moment, so I will be right back. And I'm back. Thanks for bearing with me through that, guys. Let's see what we got up here. And I need to move that mic a little bit. Can I go in this thing yet?
Great job.
A plasma rifle, energy weapon, or energy ammo. After sneaking parts out of the industrial sector for a couple of days, I think I finally have everything I need to build my own flying death machine. However, upon closer inspection, I am not entirely sure all of these components will fit together properly. It's not like the board would build their mechanicals with custom tooled parts, right? Everything would have to be modular for all these mechanicals to run efficiently. I'll tool around with things for a bit, see what I can put together. After a few hours of experimentation, things are starting to come together, but I still don't have it down to an exact science. For instance, there's something wrong with the memory processing core that I can't seem to sort out. When I tried to install it, the unit made a loud buzzing sound and refused to respond to any feedback. I removed it, whacked it with a wrench a few times, and that seemed to stop the buzzing. Things seemed like they were working for a few seconds after I installed it again, but now there's a sharp clicking noise every few seconds, and the damn thing's right stabilizer won't stop twitching. I'll try removing the processing core again and giving it a few more good whacks. That'll learn it. I'm guessing it decided it did not like that. Oh, I can grab that. I don't know what the bypass shunts do yet, but I'll grab every one of them I can. Alright, another toss ball card. And into the community center. There was something here I was supposed to pick up and I can't remember what it was. Guide to mechanical engineering or something. They may not need it now that Edgewater is pretty much going to implode on itself. Bread noodles. Pre-sliced bread. Armor parts. Got all that. More bit cartridge. You are not intelligent, are you? I mean, don't worry, I'm not terribly smart myself, so... Well, damn it. Not exactly the best way to go about that, I guess. Mantiqueen. Feast your eyes on the great frilled mantiqueen, sovereign of her nest, imported from the wilds of Terra 1 to thrill and excite your imagination. Huh. Okay. The canid, or whatever, can be found all over Emerald Vale in two distinct varieties, domesticated and feral. canids hunt in packs, while domesticated canids can be loyal companions. It is important to remember that the canid is still a wild animal and should be treated with caution. This display, fashioned to resemble a pair of mighty primals, requires extensive field research. Let us have a moment of silence for the researchers who gave their lives in the pursuit of authenticity. Okay, these just look like regular fish. Salt tuna. If the ocean and rivers are the heart of veins of Emerald Vale, then salt tuna is our highly profitable blood. These meaty fish live in the ocean and migrate upstream during mating season. Salt tuna are semiparous, which means they perish after a single reproductive episode. That's when our trusty Spacer's Choice harvesters scoop up their corpses to be cleaned, processed, canned, and delivered straight to your dinner table. So wait. You're harvesting dead fish to feed to people. I know you're wrong. I'm sure worse things have happened. And for all I know, that may be like a legitimate harvesting technique, and I just don't know it. Oh, hey, little guy.
Oh, neat.
Okay. Got a whole bunch of stuff. I can't do anything with that. 0G brew. Messages from I Rosenberg to all. Subject keycards. The keycard encoder in the lobby is back up and running. Hopefully it won't go on the fritz again and start shooting keycards at anyone who walks by. A reminder, in case it does break down again, you can borrow a key code from the director or one of the workers in the second floor office if you lose yours. Hunters and Trackers Limited to F. Pickett. Please stop. This letter is to update you regarding your request for one adult mantiquine. As you remember, our trackers discovered a beautiful specimen out in the wild. Per your approval, we deployed a team of our highly skilled hunters to kill it for you. We regret to inform you that the entire team has perished. Please expect an invoice from our office building, including the cost of their gravesite fees, as stipulated in our contract. Additionally, we must ask you to cover the cost of all equipment damaged, corroded, dissolved, eaten, or digested, partially or otherwise. Thank you for your patronage. Please allow me to offer you the opportunity to purchase a second hunting expedition at a 10% discount. I look forward to hearing from you. Sincerely, Hunters and Trackers Limited, partnered with the Wildlife Eradication Society, a wholly owned subsidiary of Universe Defense Logistics, teaching the fauna of Halcyon the cruel realities of existence. A stun baton? Okay. What do we have here? I mean, if you guys would just let me look around a little bit. Sentry Saber. And I think this is where we came in. So from here, the only place really left to go is up the stairs, I think. Almost missed you. Volume 1. Blown out terminal. Mock apple juice. Okay. And we're back to this lovely place now. Finest cigarettes in Halcyon. Winsworth Cigarettes. So if that's the best, what is Corona? Because that's the one we keep finding everywhere. What do we have from here? We're not too far away from where we need to be. I think I'm mostly going to head back in that direction now. Because we also have the book for the Vicar. We picked that up on the way to the botanical lab, so that should make it pretty easy. What the heck? I didn't think these things had the capabilities of being enemies. Grab that. Yeah, we can do that one. Personal files. Melts on ideas for Saltuna Delight taglines. Melts on your fork, not in your mouth. Less fat with some Saltuna flavor. It's brine time. Now with the satisfying crunch of cartilage. You can't spell Saltuna without salt. Also, you can't spell Saltuna without ants. Potential to market toward families. Leading scientists say it's still food. And the Saltuna will thank you. Warning, may cause auditory hallucinations. Wait, like the Saltuna may cause auditory hallucinations, or that tagline might. To R. Thompson, just wanted to check up on the new Saltuna Light project. I've been brainstorming some new taglines for the product line, and I think some of them will really catch our customers' attention. I appreciate your hard work on behalf of our beloved brand of salt tuna. I've just received a response from corporate. They're not interested in your idea of a light version of the salt tuna brand because we'd rather not compete with ourselves. But they are interested in the idea of lighter salt tuna. Effective immediately, we've been instructed to use heavier weighted cans so we can pack them with less salt tuna, thereby saving bits to every can. This is exactly the kind of breakthrough our cannery needs. In fact, our logistics department has just confirmed my request to have you transferred from the marketing division to the cannery. Can you imagine, Lawrence? You'll be rubbing elbows with your fellow workers on on the canning line, filling each slightly heavier can with slightly less salt tuna, hour after hour, day after day. This is a great and tremendous honor for you and for me. Effective immediately, your position in our marketing division has been terminated. I expect you to report to our foreman tomorrow morning. Your uniform will be deducted from your pay. I don't even want to know what kind of just... I'm kind of curious what his response was to that. The enemy seeks to destroy our way of life. So what do we have here? Not a lot. Sure, we'll sleep for a little bit. See if we wake up in the middle of the day or the middle of the night. Looks like still the middle of the night. But dear God, that is beautiful. Looks like we have rings on our planet, and at least one other planet in this system has rings around it. Anyway, I'm just here to get my power regulator so that we can get the hell out of here. There's a lot of other worlds in this game that I want to visit, I'm guessing. I know there's going to at least be a couple more places I can go, but I've got to have a ship before I can get there. Oh.
Are we getting paid or not?
Any loss of productivity will be deducted from your pay.
Yeah, what if they lose productivity because there's no productivity to be had? How are you enjoying the candles, Father?
All the lights in town went out. Since then, I've had wild-eyed workers begging my guidance. I'm surprised you would go along with this action, Ms. Holcomb.
I'm not sure what the right and wrong of it is, sir. But leaving the deserters with neither walls nor lights would have left them to the mercy of marauders.
Let's hope walls alone are sufficient, then. Oh, inarguably. This town was a pustule on the ass of the architect. Metaphorically speaking. You took it upon yourself to decide the fate of strangers. I don't know whether that's confidence or arrogance. Either way, I'm fascinated.
It is both, my friend.
I've never seen you before, and there's been no paperwork indicating a transfer. Half the time it's wrong, but a new worker without paperwork? Unheard of. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal. Pretty universal here, except for Ms. Holcomb, who, for some reason, doesn't seem to have much to say to me. Isn't that right?
It's just... There's more to it all than numbers. Sorry.
Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town.
Well, that seems more like your fault. Exactly.
Yes, but there are few who hear me in this miserable place.
Talk louder.
I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here. Yes, and thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress. This place could be so much more, and I will continue in my quest to make it so.
I got your book
Wonderful.
for you.
This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this... French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn. Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good. I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
If you had the dedication to do that, you could have the dedication to, learn French. Yeah, let's go with this one.
Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches. Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship.
Hey.
Perhaps I could
much
make
money you
myself
got?
of use to your crew. Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Sure, why not?
Fantastic. Let me get my things in order, and I'll catch up with you.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
Oh, it won't be long at all, I promise. For now... And we'll accept. What perks do you have now, Pavardi? Oh, I get to pick. Base health, threat generated, engineering. Let's go with your base health for now. Every 5 levels, they gain a new perk point to spend and unlocks a new tier of perks to choose from.
I put my whole life in that cannery.
picked a fine time to visit, stranger. Foreman Granger, mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you. Shit. Silas still on about that? Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. I could do without the sarcasm. Wasn't acting out of the goodness of my heart. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable.
I've noticed.
Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism.
What?
I'm plenty serious. In fact, I'm a little upset Eugene didn't think things through. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Well, you sound just absolutely charming. Hey, Reed.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it? Is that right? I'm dying to hear this. Please, educate me. Adelaide. Adelaide wants nothing more than to see this town suffer. To see me suffer. All you've done is satisfied her hatred. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you. All right, easy now. Let's not do anything we'll regret. I'll order my guards to stand down. Take what you came for and then leave us be. Stand down, all of you. We're done here. You and I have got nothing more to say to each other.
So, is this place running on like an emergency backup of some sort? Because I've noticed while the rest of the town looks like they're out of power, this room still has electricity. And y'all walk slow. So they're using sprats as the food going into the canners, I'm guessing. Or well, they were, I guess.
What are we supposed to do now?
Exercise patience and contemplate the scriptures.
Okay. So that leaves us something we can take back to the other guy. And I may do that real quick. And let's go to the lab. Normally I try not to use fast travel too much, but in something like this where I've been running through this one little zone for a while, I don't mind doing it. And a lot of times you'll notice I'll use fast travel, like if I get stuck in a location. I think Days Gone that happened to me a few times. But other than that, I do try not to. 10 corporations own, I guess, own and operate Halcyon. So that's something that I guess I'll try to keep in mind.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding! Really? Well, which one? Look at that!
Okay.
Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Well, don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Alright, and that's all we had to do there. Now we've got more. I want my lockpick and hack and stuff like that. I want to get that up quite a bit. But I'm also seeing where this would be beneficial. So we'll do 5 there, and 5 there. And the time dilation recharge rate. think we're just gonna go ahead and jump back to the landing site because I'm ready to be out of here.
We can handle this! Wow, not even a... This'll be quick. Wow, great work! Down they go! We can handle this. Don't mess with us. We got this! Not even a scratch. Everyone all right? We can handle this! Nice work!
Looks like that might have went off while he was still holding it. So what do we have up here anyway? It looks like there should be a decent amount of stuff tucked away in this little area. Don't get hung up on... I always seem to get hung up on scenery like that. Take that. And... patched low pressure helmet. Lockpick S5. There's nothing else here really. Well, at least least we managed to clear it out and take a look. So let's get this power regulator installed and get the heck out of here.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome! Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post. I worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Come on.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Well, she seems happy.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
Alright. Where am I supposed to be going?
What can I do for you, Captain?
I got that power regulator thing you needed.
Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain.
Apparently I do.
Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Back shortly, and I would rather avoid another catastrophic engine failure. If it's all the same to you.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Okay. Let's see her take off the first time. Alright then, she looks, what's the word I'm looking for? Not very maneuverable, like, once you get this thing going in a straight line, it's not going to want to turn at all. At least in atmosphere, so that little arc that it pulled seemed kind of strange.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing. I assure you.
That's kind of disgusting, man.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Let's just see what he has to say to this.
Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the Hope. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly. Excellent.
Right.
I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time.
Okay.
I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Alright, so where can we go? We've got... one of two gas giants. Alright. Okay, so that's where I already was. Closest planet to the sun. Okay. So let's go take a look at the Groundbreaker. Welcome to the system map. Here you can see all the planets in the system as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location that you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work.
You've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
You got a minute? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
And out we go. I keep forgetting I can actually take 2 of them with me. Well, no, I guess I couldn't take 2 of them with me for very long. I just now got the Vicar with me, so... This is a much bigger place than I expected to see.
Hey, Captain. I'm in space.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get you with me again, you little backbait brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Well, you sound like a fun person. Alright. And there's Doc. For various crimes and violations of board policy, including any or all of the following: sedition, forgery, conspiracy, conspiracy to commit conspiracy, unlicensed medical practice, and destruction of board property.
That's quite the impressive list of infractions.
Customs and inspection, right this way!
Alright, what do you have on you? Yeah, that sounds right. Why are these things so much different when everything looks the same on them? Ordnance control armor. Cost me 350. I'll take it. And I think we'll rock a song there. Okay.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Yeah, let's go with that.
You take the starch out of them, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? Be seeing you.
Alright, and actually that's what I was supposed to do inside the ship, so... I forgot I needed to grab something out of it, so... I will have to figure out my way back across.
Hey there, you mind stepping back? This charming little ship's been impounded. Have yourself a pleasant...
Okay. So I can't even go back on the ship. Wonderful.
I picked up this...
Definitely want that one.
It signaled the other day it was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You're hearing things.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory type.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the...
You know that sound when you... I got a full line of weapon modification.
I'll take that. And that. Increase critical damage. Changes the plasma. Loss of weapon durability on use. Okay.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are board property. Disperse now, or I'll detain you for trespassing.
Oh, real scary. You're really gonna arrest us on our station?
Yeah, this is Chief Junlei's ship. You don't own shit here.
Step back. I'm required by board bylaws to use excessive force.
The Mardettes would space you for trying, you waste of O2 scrubbers.
Yeah.
Hang in the back.
Did they just say they're required to use excessive force?
The board and its agents would be more content, sitting at the top of the system's food chain as they are.
Is this really what you want to be doing with your life, Marcy? Guarding stairs for that walking monk?
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. You must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? There's no need for hysterics. This is all a hilarious misunderstanding. I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. Well, I guess it's yours now if you're captaining it. It's a game we play, he and I. I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells. He tells me he will soon. I impound his ship. He explains why he can't give me the info right now. I ask him to turn in Wells. Around and around we go. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? That's... well, that's just terrible news.
I mean, Alex didn't really mention
what am I
much of
going to do
anything,
now?
so
The board will have my head.
we can only hope.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's my white whale, I suppose. It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand.
I mean, you should be used to that
Now,
by now.
if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work.
What do we have on this one? Haven't seen him in days, and where are we on that toilet clog of Chief whatever is it? Guy-Ying taught me anything. It said a crew's morale is proportional to the quality of their outhouse. You take away a crew's plumbing, you take away their privacy and dignity. So let's get that toilet fixed. Even though it's been 20 years since our last meetup on Groundbreaker, I was hoping we could get the old gang back together. I understand that things have changed. Some of us are long-range haulers. Some of us have gone corporate. Some of us are likely dead. And some of us are on Tartarus and not reading this message, but I haven't lost hope. No one responded to my last invite. I hope that means your schedules are full up with family gatherings and job opportunities. So I just got off ice from a round trip to Dashkova, 2 years out, 2 years back. Imagine my surprise when we de-thawed and Groundbreaker comms told us our docking was going to be delayed. 1 hour turned into 5, then days went by. In the end, we spent an entire damn week waiting on this for a berth on this loft bolt bucket. And because we were kicking our heels all the time, not one of us got paid. I don't know about you, but I got expenses, a family I don't see often enough that you wouldn't believe. And even if I'm not working, I still gotta make my payments. Does that seem proper to you? Don't we conveyors have rights? We should do something about this. If you agree, leave a message here and I'll respond when I get back from Jensen in 3 years. I span out. Let's see. Guys, I think I'm going to leave this one here for now. I'm just kind of getting into it a little bit. For now, my normal schedule will remain 6 nights a week. I will be alternating Greedfall and Code Vein. And then for my long stream that I do on Friday afternoons, I will be doing Outer Worlds until I complete one of the other 2 games. And then this will roll into the rotation. But I hope everybody enjoyed it, even despite the technical difficulties early on. And I look forward to seeing everybody next time. As always, guys, have a wonderful day.